All right. So I am here today with Adam. His wife, Jeanine, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it, a little bit under the weather, but they have gone through the process, have closed their first deal. It's been a lot of fun. You know, I have certain folks, it's just a lot of fun. We get a neat deal. They actually allowed me to invest in their business. So I get to be a part of the journey even after closing the deal. But I want to welcome you to today's call. Thanks for jumping on with me.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, let's go back to the very beginning. First of all, how'd you hear about us and what we do, and what got you interested in buying a business?
Well, I heard about you through various podcasts. Every podcast I seem to be on, somebody's also talking about Chapman. So, and then I heard you talking about, buying a business versus starting one. We actually wanted to, get into being entrepreneurs for a while. Looked into real estate, tried that a little bit. We tried, doing an accounting franchise, but realized we didn't want to, be the ones doing the work, but more managing the business. And so I heard your podcast, I heard you talk. I had my wife listen to it. She liked the idea too, and so we decided to reach out to you and see what it's about and see how we get involved.
So going back to, if you can even remember this, but the material itself, coming in, I think a lot of people have preconceptions about what they're going to learn and what we do and how all this stuff works. But, how valuable was just the kind of material portion and the training that you received?
The material is great. I mean, I still kind of refer back to it, brush up on it. But I mean, not just the material, but like actually talking to you, going through it, have you answered our questions. It was a great experience. You're not just, reading a book, but you're having somebody kind of guide you, walk you through it, which is very valuable.
Yeah. So the deal that you ended up getting, I know y'all came in, you had some ideas about the business that you wanted to buy. How does the deal that you ended up buying compare to the deal that you thought you wanted to buy at the very beginning of the process?
Oh, the deal we got was actually a lot better in comparison. There's a lot more potential in it. We were thinking offline, of course, and originally coming into this because we felt more comfortable with that. But after talking to you, exploring some options and kind of how you explained, how it all works, we saw like an online could be a good opportunity too. And so when we saw this deal and we talked to you about it and everything and realized it's a good one, it was like, this is even better than we thought, a lot more potential than what we thought we had originally. So
yeah,
it was definitely worth pursuing, and I'm glad that we did.
So one of the things for people who've owned offline businesses before coming into this, I talk to them all the time, and it's like, there's you guys ended up buying basically a SaaS business, which is software as a service. And for a lot of people, there's just a lot of trepidation that, this stuff is just, imaginary. There's not going to be any money. I'm going to buy something and not going to make a dime from it. And the truth is, there are plenty of people that have been scammed and that kind of thing. But talk a little bit, because I know I've gone through it even with my first deal 16 years ago of being totally nervous, and then you see those first dollars actually being made. And I will say too, we obviously go through due diligence and we have things. It's not just that you buy any deal and you're gonna make money, but right. Talk a little bit about going through that process. I know there's always a little bit of nervousness, and then seeing seeing that it was real and you really started making money.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the first time you don't know what you're doing. You like double, triple, quadruple check everything, right? And you're just kind of nervous, but I mean, having a resource there, someone to talk to, like, does this make sense? Yeah. Having people to kind of help guide you through it was great. I'm a meticulous person, so I'll kind of go through everything, triple check, because that's what I do. But I mean, the experience was great. I mean, kind of learning that he actually has customers who are making money, and the business can succeed, with a lot more effort, because he was kind of phasing out and lost interest in it. So it's great in that aspect because I got it for a better price because because of that. So I mean, the nerves kind of subsided as I go through the process, and then the closing day you get nervous again, right? Because you're like, okay, it's actually time.
And sending the money over, right? It's like,
Right, so yeah, I think that was the hardest part.
yeah, yeah.
Like going the money.
And we actually ended up raising capital. So one of the things that we do for clients is, we kind of put together the money that's needed to get the deal done. And we try to bring investors to the table that will not only be helpful as far as bringing cash and giving you the cash you need, but will just be good folks and helpful in the business. So, as far as like your thoughts of raising capital versus raising capital through our network, talk about maybe like what you felt like raising capital would be like versus kind of how we put this deal together and got you the money and all that.
I was really nervous, like how I'm going to raise capital, who can I talk to, where can I go, and then like talk to network is so much easier, right? I mean, the people, the investors, like, they understand the business, they came with great questions, good ideas, and I'm like, taking, notes like, okay, yeah, we can do this, we can do this, we can do that, and it put my mind at ease as far as like, can this deal get done, to like, okay, I know it can be done, and I got people, the investors there that not only just put the money up, but also help me kind of grow it. So, I mean, it put my needs a lot of ways, not just, well, I have the money to close the deal, but how I'm going to make this thing work going forward, but I know I have both, right? So,
yeah. And there's nothing like, you can go out and you can build an advisory board or even hire a consultant and that kind of thing. But there's nothing compared to somebody who puts their own cash on the line and then says, hey, here's some real advice. Like, let's figure out it. And they're thinking about it on their own because, hey, they want to make money and they want their money to make money as well.
Exactly.
That makes a difference.
A huge difference.
So, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm glad to be an investor in this deal. I think there's a ton of low-hanging fruit. Even before this call, we almost didn't make it to the video because we were just talking about all the different things that we could be doing to grow this business and improve it. So we'll definitely have to do a follow-up call a year from now and talk about the growth that we've had. But talk a little bit just about your plans for the future.
My plans for the future, I mean, this is definitely the first one that we plan to buy. We want to get more businesses, grow our online portfolio, and also buy a couple offline as well. But I really like this online space, and it feels like it's more flexibility to have an online business versus a offline business. So we want to buy more, grow it, in the future, flip a few businesses. But right now, we're just enjoying the fact that we actually got over the first hump.
Yeah.
Want to get in, grow it, and then once we have the process set in place for this one, go out and get another one.
Excellent. Thanks so much for jumping on with me, man. And I'm excited about the future.
Yeah, I am too. Thank you for coaching me and being one of my investors. I appreciate it.